Hi, everybody. Um, we are going to be reviewing what we talked about in class earlier this week. This video, I'm going to cover Act 1, Scene 1. I am in the document that's posted in our module. This is the assignment document called 2020 Act 1, Soliloquy 1. This is Hamlet's first soliloquy, is what we're building up to, but first we have to get there. Soliloquy is Act 1, Scene 2, and a lot happens in Act 1, Scene 1 that we want to make sure we understand since we are not actually reading it together. So, Act 1, Scene 1. Make sure you've already watched the video summary. If you want a little more review or more ways to remember what happened in Act 1, Scene 1, there is also the written summary from SparkNotes here, but you should be able to get everything you need from the video, honestly. So, Act 1, Scene 1. This is a very dark scene, literally, and in just about every other way you can imagine. Remember, the play is actually called The Tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. So everybody knows from the very beginning that things in this story are going to end very badly. And Act 1, Scene 1 really sets that up. Shakespeare works very hard to make sure that it starts with this very ominous setting. You have a sense that something is wrong and that things are going to go wrong. So we know that right before the play starts, and they talk about this in Act 1, Scene 1, we know that the former king Hamlet, has died fairly recently, and we know that right now, when the play starts, we have a new king, and there is just something not right about the current situation. We're going to talk a bit about the lines that have to do with some of the theories that we've talked about, especially Foucault. So a couple things to think about are the panopticon in particular. Shakespeare from the very beginning is talking about people being watched all the time. And that starts with, even the play itself begins with people whose job it is to watch and make sure nothing is coming, nothing is happening. You also find out that there's all kinds of preparations for war happening right here at the beginning. So everybody is on edge. People feel like they're being watched, and we have, the king's guards themselves out at midnight keeping watch. So we very much have this sense of things are not right and everybody's keeping an eye on everybody else. Building on that state, power, and identity, there's this really weird opening to the play. It starts with these guards at the castle in the middle of the night, and one of them comes up to the other, and they can't see each other, so they don't know who they are. And when the first guard commands the other to unfold himself, right, reveal yourself, tell me who you are, Bernardo, the guard answering, doesn't give the obvious answer of, I'm Bernardo, because they know each other. Instead, he identifies himself by declaring his allegiance. This is a moment of transition, like it says here, at any time in any country where you have a transition of power, especially in monarchies and in places where the succession, right, who's going to rule next, is somehow in question, then there's a lot of anxiety that goes with that. And so here, these guards are thinking of their political allegiance as their identity. We can see that happening in our life and world right now. But you have this sense that there's unease. We know that things are a little weird with who the king is